Guys, welcome to my life as I live it. My name is Kenna and I'm a Cameroonian content creator based in Douala, Cameroon. So thank you very much for clicking on today's link. If you are an old subscriber, thank you for always coming back. And if you are new, welcome. Please kindly click on that subscribe button. Oh, this is the happening channel. There is a lot going on here. Trust me, there is something you would learn from this channel because we have a huge number of things we talk about here. So today I'm going to be talking about marriage, and I'm going to be talking about my unpopular opinions about marriage. Okay, so yeah, everybody has something to say about marriage. Everybody has their own thing to say, what they believe, what is true, what is not true, all that. So today I decided to come here and share some of my unpopular opinions. Okay, let me know if you agree with me in the comment section. If you also disagree with me, let me know. I am completely ready. Let's have this discussion. You guys know I enjoy us discussing more in the comment section, so kindly let me know what you think in the comment section. Okay, so guys, yeah, the first thing my very first unpopular opinion about marriage is, you know, when people say, oh, I'm getting married to this man, but I cannot get married to this man or this woman without tasting the soup. As in, you have to sleep with somebody to know whether the sex is good or bad before you marry that person. I'm talking and this thing is shaking. Before you marry that person. I am one of those people who doesn't feel that you need to sleep with somebody before you marry them. Yes, well, I'm not saying that I did or I did not, but what I'm trying to say is, with time I have learned that sex is not all about you trying before or after. I believe that I'm one of those people who believes that you can have good sex with anybody as long as that person is somebody who listens, somebody who is ready to learn, somebody who is ready to please you. Sex is going to be good. Yes, it might be awkward and all that, but it's going to be good. That's why I'm always like, I don't get it when some people are like, oh, I'm the best sex, like I know how to have good sex and all that. People are different. People have different things please different people. So when it comes to sex, I just feel like there's no need for you to be like, oh, I want to taste it before I get married, because oh, you can get married to this, but you could have sex with this person and their experience is not the best, simply because you have not discussed with them, you have not communicated with them, like, oh, touch me here, it makes me feel good, don't do this, do this, and you haven't had that conversation with them, so you cannot know what pleases them. So it doesn't matter whether you have sex with them before or after. You get, that's how I see it. I believe that if you want to have good sex with somebody, you could still decide to abstain while you're single and all that, while you're not married. And then when you get married, you guys talk more, or while during your courtship, you guys talk more. You get to explain to your partner, like, okay, these are the things I like, these are the things I don't like, and all that. You guys just have that discussion, right? And you get to explain to them, this is what I like, this is how I like to be touched and all that. And as long as you have that partner who is listening, be it the boy or the girl, the fact that they are willing to listen and learn, it's going to be magic. You get, so it's not all about, oh, I'll sleep with this person. I know people who claim, oh, from the beginning the sex was really good, and then with time the sex is no longer good like that. So sex for me is one of those things that I believe you learn. We have different sexual experiences with different people. You could have been having good sex with other people, and then you come with somebody who believes that he's the master of making love, and he's just to you like, what is going on here? You get, so I believe that since everybody has different, like, when it comes to sex, there's no one rule, like when you do it like this the person feels good. Like, I know guys, it's a lot. Like, I know people who will tell you that this thing, that thing that pleases you, just imagine that thing that when they do to you, you go crazy. I know some people will be like, oh my god, that's so weird, like when they do that thing to me, I don't like it. So sex is about an individual. Everybody has what they enjoy. There's no one global thing that when a guy does or when this person does is going to make this person to enjoy it. So I'm one of those people who believes that there's nothing like I want to taste the soup before I get married or anything. So that's the first thing. The next thing that gets me really, really angry is that one that people are like, the longer you get married, the more experience you have. Like, for me, that's something that I'm just like, no, no, no. See, guys, I know people who have been in marriage for 2 years, but what they have experienced in that 2 years surpasses somebody who has been married for like 7 years. Like, for me, it doesn't matter. It just, I feel like it's about your personal experience in marriage. Okay, it doesn't, there's nothing for me like the longer you're married, it means the longer you have the more experience you have in marriage. It just depends on each marriage. Because for me, I could have been married, I'm married now for 7 years, and I could have been married for 7 years and my ups are nothing close to somebody who has been married for 2 years. Inside that 2 years, the husband has cheated, her husband has beaten her, she has lost her job, or the husband has lost his job. They have gone through like major ups and downs in 1 year or 2 years, and all through that they have struggled to settle their problem. Is it this one that has happened? Is it this person that has died? Like, they have gone through a lot in that 2 years. But you who has been there for 7 years, right, you have barely gone through some major ups and downs. So you cannot tell me that, oh, because you have been married for 7 years, you automatically have gone through a lot more than that person who was married for 2 years. Like, for me, no, mama, I'm working. You cannot say that, because for me, it's all about what happens in your marriage. There are people who are having it easy in quotes, not easy, but their marriages have been going through things better. Like, they have been having things easier than others. The fact that you got married 10 years ahead of me and I'm getting married now does not mean that you have more experience when it comes to marriage more than me. So that's something that I'm always just like, can you just leave me that thing? Like, oh, do you know, I know people who have been married for 10 years, 12 years, but trust me, till date, they don't still know how to communicate. Like, when they have issues, they don't even know how to handle the issues. But I know people who have been married for 5 years, and the way they will handle their issues when they have problems, you will be amazed. So I'm just like, please, can you please stop me this madness of because I've been married longer than you, it means I have more experience. For me, I don't believe that. I believe that I can learn from anybody. When it comes to this marriage thing, I can learn from anybody. I was talking to Nadesh when she came to Douala. When we met, guys, we had such an interesting conversation, and guess what, Nadesh was teaching me some things. She was teaching me some things, and I'm like, you see, this is just an example. The fact that you're older in marriage doesn't mean that, oh, you know more, or you're older than this person. It doesn't mean that you know more than the person. I learned a lot from the discussion I had with Nadesh, you get. So that's just the way it goes. So don't sit somewhere and you're like, oh, because I've been married for 10 years and you have married for 5 years, it means that I have more experience. And you will be surprised what you could learn from somebody who has been married shorter than you. So that's another thing that I'm just like, please, can you just wanna leave me a bit? Like, you should just leave me alone. The next unpopular opinion when it comes to marriage for me is just that marrying somebody who comes from the same place as you is easier. For me, yeah, I'm one of those who believes that. I never used to understand, but sometimes when you get married to somebody from a different tribe or that has completely different culture from you, you get to see certain struggles that you have. And I'm just like, oh, like my husband, you guys know, is Bayangi and I'm from Kom. So we're from the north and southwest region, and if you are a Cameroonian, you should know that the northwest tradition and the southwest tradition, they are really like, they really don't do the same things. It's more difficult trying to get together to common ground. But if I was married to somebody who was from the northwest region, for example, it will be easy, because I know there are certain traditions I'll be telling my husband, like, no, when you give birth, this is how it's supposed to do. And he's just like, I've never heard of that. You get, I've never heard of that. And even brings problems between the families, because sometimes my parents could be like, okay, this is the tradition, this is what we know happens when this type of thing happens, but my partner on the other part, he's not from that same place as me. So he's like, I don't really know, or he could not be doing it, not because he doesn't want to do it, but it's simply because he doesn't even know that that's what they're supposed to do. You get, so all that friction I got to see it more when I saw like we have so many differences. And then when my brother got married to his wife, okay, both of them now are from Northwest. She's from Oshe, he's from Com. So I see how easier, like there are certain traditions that when my mom will be like, this is how they do it, her family is like, oh yeah, that's how they do it, you get. So for me, I'm one of those people who believes that marrying somebody from the same place as you is going to reduce some conflict. Does that make any sense? Like, it's going to reduce conflict a whole lot. Like, there are certain things that cause problems now that if you were to look at it, like if we were from the same area, it would have been way easier. Another thing that gets me really angry, social media is just making things crazy. You get people who are like, oh my god, if you're arguing with your partner, if you're quarreling with your partner, it simply means that you're not, how they say it, you're not happy. Quarreling or having disagreements with your partner means that you're not in a happy marriage. For me, that is completely nonsense. Like, I know people who quarrel for a living. I know people who not quarrel for a living, who like arguing for a living. So you want to tell me that if I'm married to somebody who likes arguing, I will constantly arguing like this thing like that? No, and every single thing we're not just in sync. Okay, you want to tell me that means that person is not the best person for me? Like, are you kidding me? For some people, that's what makes the relationship interesting, the fact that he likes A and you like B. So that's something that I'm always like, where do people even come up with this? Like, oh my god, this is so toxic, every day they're quarreling. And I'm not saying that some quarrels are not toxic. There are some quarrels that are toxic, but the fact that you're not in accordance with everything that your partner is doing does not in any way mean that you are not happy or that you don't love each other. I'm just like, some people on social media, oh my god, that just reminds me, I watched such an annoying video yesterday. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. But that's just one thing that I'm always like, no, this is how people be misleading people. Somebody could have their partner and they don't have any similarities, they are constantly arguing and things like that, and you're like, oh my god, it means that you're not going to be happy, or you're not in a happy marriage because you're quarreling or you're arguing with your partner. I beg, people should stop that thing. For me, it does not mean anything. There are so many things, like I say all the time, my husband and myself, we don't have the same taste in a lot of things. We will argue. When we argue, he'll say no, they will do it like this, I say no, they do it like that. We'll argue. It doesn't change the fact that we love each other, we care about each other, and it doesn't change the fact that we are happily married. Okay, so please, people should stop those things that you're like, oh, because these people are quarreling, it means that they are unhappy. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is about this marrying in your 20s. I am not one of those people that will encourage anybody to marry in their 20s. Yes, when I was younger, I was having that pressure. Nobody, let me not say nobody pressure, people pressured me a little bit. I was really putting a lot of pressure on myself. I really wanted to get married because I was like, oh my god, there's this prime, if I pass this stage, I will not find a partner. But trust me, if you put me back to do things differently, I am going to definitely get married in my 30s. I got married at 27. But for me, I feel like getting married in your 30s, you're more settled. I'm just looking at myself now, 30 years old. Like, I was in kind of a good place. Okay, so I'm looking at it like, okay, what if I stayed single and got married? Then it would have been better. I would have been ready. I would have been 10 times readier. Okay, I'm done enjoying my 20s. So I'm one of those people who believes that marrying in your 20s, please just wait, get married in your 30s. Then another thing is about unhappiness. I feel like when it comes to this thing that people are like, oh, she's not happy in her marriage, unhappily married and things like that, it gets me so upset, so angry sometimes, because some people will just be assuming that you're unhappy in marriage, and I'm like, it depends on, everybody has what makes them happy. What you look and you see me going through and you're like, oh my god, she's so unhappy, she's not fine in that marriage, she's like, I'd rather die than be in that kind of situation. You don't know, the next person could just be looking at it like, oh no, it's actually okay, that's where I find my happiness. Somebody could be staying married to a guy because of her children, and a lot of people are like, why is this one doing that? She's not happy. But that you fail to understand that might just be what makes that person happy. I don't know if I'm making any sense here. Like, what makes you happy is not necessarily what makes me happy. So you see me going through something and you're looking at it like this is pure unhappiness, does not mean that I am unhappy, because what makes you happy does not make me happy. Okay, so guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to end here. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? What are your own points? What are your own unpopular marriage opinions? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys, and I am going to see you on my next one. Love you. Bye.